I was warned. I was told, Jamie, most of the time you have an idea of how a product is going to be. Why do you even take the plunge of going through 6 episodes of a series that you know from the trailer will not surprise you? Well, this is the catch 22 that comes with a channel that focuses on film and web series content. You just never know how a product is going to turn out, even if it seems to be a desi low-budget ripoff of Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. So giving the benefit of the doubt to the Swara Bhasker starrer Bhaag Beanie Bhaag on Netflix, I took the plunge mainly because I had faith in Dolly Singh and Varun Thakur, but also to explore the slight possibility that this show may present something fresh or aspects that I may have never seen before. Well, let me just say that I was thoroughly unimpressed with this show, and its surprisingly positive reviews from publications also made me realize a very fascinating take on the bias that comes with actors who have a personality beyond their portfolios. So what does the show focus on? Well, Swara Bhasker plays the role of Beanie Bhaag, who is doing a soul-crushing corporate job, is in a loving relationship where she feels suffocated, and when one fine day the man assumes she said yes to getting married to him, she runs away from the societal subjugation to do what she always wanted to do, become a full-time stand-up comedian. Basically, I'll give you a hint before you listen further to my annoying voice that it is the protagonist's journey from Ye Jawani Hai Diwani and Tamasha, just without the depth, the powerful performances, the beautiful music, and the impactful message. Anyway, the roadblocks that she faces both personally and professionally forms the crux of the 6-episode series, but honestly the roadblocks, if you want to call it that, are so superficial, surface level and easily resolved that you genuinely wonder whether this show was intended to break norms and become a topic of discussion regarding engaging content. Swara Bhasker, who I have immense love for, independent of her political thoughts and affiliations because of her performances in Neel Batte Sannata and Anarkali of Ara, who constantly talks about mediocre content being produced in India, is she really setting an example through this show of breaking stereotypes and paving the way? This show made me reflect on the hypocrisy of artists that give interviews complaining about the lack of inventiveness in the film industry while signing on the dotted line on average products. It's like me making critical videos on the remake pandemic in the Hindi film industry and being a hypocrite by dancing on remake songs. So what's the problem with this show? Well, for a 6-episode series based on stand-up comedy, it isn't funny. You know, that's my prerequisite of being really invested in a series, that if your protagonist has aspirations of becoming a stand-up comedian and is obviously killing it in her sets, that the stand-up should be funny. Sadly, and I'm not surprised about this, the series and its writing, especially its stand-up sets, are not funny at all. And this is not an argument of comedy being subjective, Jamie, I was laughing out loud, you don't know comedy. No, everyone that I've spoken to unanimously has said that they didn't chuckle for a single second in all of the comedy sets in the series. This made me also explore films that have covered characters that are pursuing stand-up comedy. The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel is exponentially more powerful as a written piece compared to this series. It's actually an insult to draw the comparison, and even when you look at the comedy sets from the Amazon Prime Video series, they especially stand out due to the context of the time and the social landscape in which the series is set. If you look at masterpieces like Joker or King of Comedy, there is a rigidity and awkwardness in the sets that are performed deliberately in context to what the characters are going through. Similarly, if you see The Big Sick, Kunal, the actor, was actually instructed to intentionally bomb on one of his sets, which they had guerrilla style captured on camera. But whenever there has been an attempt to actually make the audiences believe that the characters have a feel of the room and the material, there is nothing but awkward pauses that I experience as a viewer, doing a double take of why the extras are being instructed to chuckle. If you look at both Comedy Couple on Z5 that released recently and Bhaag Beanie Bhaag that has now come on Netflix, the written material is so weak that the biggest drawback of a character that wants to become a stand-up comedian are her stand-up sets. To top over that, the studio-generated laugh track makes the experience even more formulated and fake. The reason why the concert sequences of A Star Is Born was so memorable was because the actors actually gatecrashed music festivals like Stagecoach, the Greek Theatre and Glastonbury, lending it a very natural audiovisual experience, unlike this, whatever this was. From anecdotes of having sex in the bathroom to women being capable of managing everything in their life from a young age, her sets are nothing but observations that lack punchlines and callbacks or any kind of structure to make you remotely laugh. What I also find extremely laughable in this series is that Swara gains confidence of her set when she is in extreme emotional distress. So whether it is an immediate disappointment due to a big reveal or running into her ex and feeling as if she's missing out, miraculously Beanie as a character improves her set and starts killing killing it. For a series that focuses on a person who wants to improve her written material, the show never really focuses on how she works on her craft. From insipid sequences of a questionnaire being handed over after her performances and trying to understand the pulse of the nation by asking a chaiwala a question, the series takes the route of finding solutions rather conveniently. From a screenplay perspective, a problem arises and very easily Beanie gets over that issue in the next episode or within a few minutes. This makes her problems, roadblocks and hurdles so insignificant that you actually eventually stop rooting for the character because you know it'll be all hunky-dory eventually. The biggest takeaway from the series are the ones I actually tuned in for. While Dolly Singh plays a very generic and caricaturish social media influencer in the series, she has this beautiful natural quality which makes me also believe that she would have been a perfect protagonist for the series. I've been a huge fan of Varun Thakur since my college days, and knowing the struggles of auditions and him not landing many acting gigs, side note, point him out dancing in Jab Tak Hai Jaan in the background, it was lovely to see him in a fictional series, even though I would have liked more of these two characters. The highlight, and mark my words, the highlight of the show are Beanie's parents, played by Mona, Ambegaonkar and Girish Kulkarni. Every scene that they feature in made me genuinely laugh and actually melted my heart as well. The father's anxiety of needing advice from an astrologer and the mother's stress-eating laddus are all too cute. Trust me, they are the saving grace of this show. We progress the story to eventually lead to sequences of beach cricket matches and a full-on Bollywood dance number. And I'm just like, all of this could have been actually spent on really diving deep in character development or the individual working on her craft for audiences to believe that she is on the verge of professional victory. You know what I find extremely funny is that the same publications that trashed breezy, aimless content like Chalang and Suraj Pe Mangal Bhari are finding a silver lining regarding Bhaag Beanie Bhaag, which makes me suspicious of the bias that they already have because of the people involved in the project. Anyway, conspiracy theory aside, as I almost got to the end of the series, I came to the conclusion that the show has really put that much of an effort in its script as it has in naming each episode of the series. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about the show. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.